Thank you for joining us on We've Got the Power.
iUrban TV presents We Got the Power. Hosted by City of Miami Commissioner Michelle Spence-Jones.
Hi, this is your City of Miami Commissioner Michelle Spence-Jones, and guess what? You are watching iUrban TV. We've got the power. And I'm joined here with my partner, Mr. Reggie Klein. What's up, Reggie?
How are you, Commissioner? It's good to be here with you today.
Yes. We had an exciting show on WMBM this morning.
Right.
This was your show today.
Yeah,
you did your thing today.
This is my justice show. This was close to my heart. We have three black women who are running to be judge, and that's historic. And we've got Rod Vereen, who's running to be state attorney, and he'd be the first black state attorney statewide. Today we're joined by Tanya Brinkley, who I've known, I don't know how long, I don't want to say years, who is a superb attorney, and she's made that big decision that I've always encouraged people to do, which is run to be a judge, because we need really good judges. Tanya, tell us a little bit about what challenges you faced running and juggling, a household and
because you got some children, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Again, thanks so much for having me here this morning. It's an honor and a privilege as always. As you all know, we run countywide, so I think the biggest challenge is really just balancing family, balancing the ability to get out and meet all of the people in our very vast and diverse community. I have my own law practice, so I had to certainly be able to balance that throughout it all. And I started campaigning back in June of last year, so it's been 14 months of steadily going to all of the community events and traveling from Florida City to Aventura and east to west. So I think trying to be everywhere and meet everyone has been the biggest challenge.
What's your son think about mom running for office?
He's 16 years old,
right.
So of course, of all the things to do, campaigning is last on his list. But I think he's very proud, he's inspired. I think it's good for him as a young man to be able to see his mother working and also interested and committed to the community, and I think it's an inspiration. He's been very supportive.
I've seen him at campaign events, so he is there.
He is. Occasionally, I drag him out and he's getting more involved, and I think he's very exciting.
Well, I spoke to him. He's a very intelligent, well-spoken young
He's coming
man.
along well.
Well, I want to just say this. You have really wiped the table, off with all these unions that are actually supporting you, all these endorsements that, from the Miami Herald to, every union. Some of these unions I never even heard of.
Right.
You got Tanya. So, and I think it has a lot to do with who you are as a person. A lot of times we look at judges and we think that they're supposed to be in this certain shape or, size or whatever. And, the wonderful thing about you is that you offer something different. And I think that people need to see that, especially when we go into the courtroom, that that person is a very human person.
Absolutely.
Somebody that they can relate to. So just let us know some of the folks that are endorsing you.
Sure. Well, the Miami Herald, you already mentioned, AFL-CIO, AFSCME, which covers UTD and all of the unions. I had the good fortune of getting the general endorsement, which covers all of the unions. We had a huge forum where all of the unions came in, they listened to us, and instead of doing individual endorsements, I had the general endorsement of all of the major unions here. So that's going to include the iron workers, transit workers, all of the people that really make this city run. Average people like you and I who really care about this community, who work very hard, who, like us, are balancing families and our lives. For me, when you talk about judges being average people, I grew up in Philadelphia, and the one thing that I thought was very important when I talked to the unions also is, my parents, both of my parents started off working in factories, and Philadelphia is a very labor-oriented community. The unions are very prevalent, and I just found it to be a tremendous honor to be able to be endorsed by the unions. That was very special to me. In my practice, I've represented a lot of transit workers, corrections officers, international longshoremen. Again, the people that really make this city run, and I have a tremendous amount of respect for the work they do.
I got one last question. What made you finally take the plunge?
Reggie, you and I, because you and I have talked about this for many years. I initially went through the Judicial Nominating Commission, and I was nominated to the governor 9 times. And so that was after a very, very competitive process. I was vetted. The governor's office had an opportunity to interview me on 9 different occasions, and each and every time someone else was appointed, despite my qualifications, their qualifications. And I think the only opportunity for me to be able to serve this community in this capacity was to actually go to the voters. So it's a privilege to be here now, and I hope to be your next county court judge.
Well, thank you for joining us this afternoon on iUrban TV. But remind our viewing audience, what's your punch number?
My punch number is 98. Tanya Brinkley, county court judge. Punch number 98. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miami.